Welcome to the McNeill Family Law Podcast. Today we're learning more about Beryl McNeill. What is it that got you into family law, and how did you end up becoming the family law attorney that you are today?
Well, I grew up in a small village in northern Alberta, and that's definitely where I got my values of community, and it takes a village to raise a child. I'm really grateful for the community I grew up in. I graduated when I was 17 years old, left the village, moved to Edmonton. And Edmonton's about a 2.5-hour drive from the village I grew up in. I worked for a year at a newspaper, the Edmonton Sun, and then went to the University of Alberta, got an economics degree, then went to the University of British Columbia, that's in Vancouver, where I got my law degree. I was quite thrilled to go to the University of British Columbia. It's the second largest law school in Canada. Everybody loves Vancouver. It's beautiful. It was a great experience. The first firm I practiced with was had 7 lawyers. I was super keen on getting practical litigation experience. It really was a fabulous firm. I had great mentors, and certainly I did get the litigation experience I had hoped for. In my articling year, I did 19 small claim trials. 15 of those were insurance defense claims. So in British Columbia, there's only one insurance company. And so if someone disagrees with the decision of the insurance company, ICBC hires lawyers to defend. And so me being the articled student was thrown in by my mentors, senior lawyers that were fabulous. That allowed me to get all that experience, great litigation experience. Stayed with that firm until the litigators left that particular firm. I then worked for the Maintenance Enforcement Program of British Columbia. Once again, that hit my target market. I really wanted to get lots of litigation experience. Of course, the Maintenance Enforcement Program is focused on what they did is had lawyers defend if there was an application to vary child support that they didn't agree with. I would be sent in to defend the variation applications or to basically do cross-examination regarding what the person had in terms of income and their ability to pay child support and spousal support. So once again, really good experience, and that's really got me deeply entrenched in learning a lot about family law. And then I transitioned. I was invited back through a connection I had with the previous firm and the litigators I had worked with before to be back into private practice. And that's, once again, I was working in the Vancouver Lower Mainland doing a lot of litigation, and then the firm really wanted me to build my own practice, and that's where I had the experience with family law and family law litigation, and the whole experience of you make court applications, you may or may not be heard on that day. You're sitting in court for several hours before you get 10 minutes of the judge's time. You're making applications that are always where I'm representing my client and in the best light, and then my client's being, attacked basically by the other lawyer. And that's basically how litigation is set up. It's an attack defense system. And I remember then I was involved with the Canadian Bar Association, has a family section where you can be mentored by senior lawyers. And I remember telling a senior family lawyer, wow, this is just so counterproductive. And it was definitely not aligned with my values of what I would hope for in terms of something more constructive for a family. So that was my experience there. I am very close with my family, and our first and only nephew was born. And so I wanted to be close. I didn't have any children of my own. I was like, okay, I want to enjoy being an auntie. So I moved to actually Calgary and started doing more. I did more litigation. And at that point, I had already thought, okay, if I'm going to do family law, I was doing more taking clients that wanted to be involved with mediation and settlement focused, and a lot of litigation work. I'm totally fine with doing the other litigation work, and that's what I did. And eventually, though, the big epiphany for me is when I did collaborative practice training, and I discovered that there were other lawyers like me that felt the same way, that, you know what, that court system is counterproductive, and how can we do this differently? And so that revelation that there's a community and that there is a model that was defined that really, where the lawyers are all in to de-escalating the conflict, and then the collaboration with other child specialists, family systems therapists, etc., where we're all in to help the family more constructively. That was, I was so excited and thought, okay, this is what I want to do. I'm completely giving up my litigation and I'm all in. My goal, which was a lofty goal, because in 2002, it was new. It was very new, and particularly in Alberta. And so the lofty goal I set for myself was that I would have a settlement-only family law practice that was collaborative, mediation focused, and connected with the collaborative community, became a leader in Alberta regarding collaborative practice, different groups, etc. I ended up joining a law firm that was very aligned. They were a very well, and still are, very well-known, a family law boutique firm. And I'm grateful that the lawyers that were senior to me really encouraged this as well. And I became a partner in that law firm. And they encouraged me to be involved with the Canadian Bar Association and on a National Canadian Bar Association committee, which was very focused on law reform and focused on, we actually developed the first collaborative subcommittee on a national level for collaborative family law. Then eventually I had the practice. I achieved my goal of having clients that were coming to me for this particular type of practice. I left my partnership in 2012 and started my own practice, completely focused on how to do this, have the whole environment, which is about serving the client, meeting their needs, calming, having clients that really wanted to be settlement focused and come out healthier, and having all the tools available and everything that I could give and my firm could give to focus on that goal. And so basically, here I am today. I'm still very active with the collaborative community. I'm still passionate about this, that this is all this things that I have learned that I can share with clients to help them during the most difficult storm. It's a very painful, I acknowledge, it's a very painful, difficult thing to navigate, and helping them de-escalate the conflict and give them guidance regarding what specifically can help their particular family move through this with in a healthier way. And so that's how I became the family lawyer I am today.
What difference have you seen that this non-litigation style has made in the life of your clients after their divorce is over, when they've gone down that path versus the litigation path?
I have had feedback from clients. One particular client had tried litigation first, and the family was really in a bad state when they came to see me. And we shifted focus. At the end of the day, we shift focus. We helped that family get resolution. And she sent me, this note of gratitude. And that's a big one that stands out to me, because I think, wow, it really made a difference.
Okay, well, this has been the McNeill Family Law Podcast. If you have questions that you would like to talk to Beryl about, you can contact her at 587-956-9300 or through her website at mcneillfamilylaw.ca. Beryl, a fascinating conversation, and we'll look forward to doing it again.